So far, it used to be the more you could control production and distribution and marketing and promotion, the more you can get the highest payment out of it. Today, that is actually switching, because the more open you are, the more people ride on top of you and basically propel you forward. So this whole idea of what we're seeing with Twitter and Facebook and social networks and YouTube is basically saying that an open system that's syndicated and driven by the users is going to be more beneficial. I call it the ecosystem becomes the ecosystem. The biggest change, of course, will be that it's no longer going to be about distribution. Distribution of the ones and zeros of digital content is going to be a given. That will be built into the network. It will be licensed just like we license film and radio today in a public, open structure. Distribution as such is not a business. So what is the business of a media company? First, it's the grooming of the content and the talent, because talent can't be scaled in the same way the network can scale, which basically means that if I have a certain piece of content, I have to find the right place to put it, make it available to the right people. So the most important part is the issue of how content, creative production will be monetized in the future. Now that we're going away from selling copies or selling cable subscriptions or, access to towers and broadcasting machinery, then we're basically selling access to the content in a much different form. So the monetizing of content is going away from selling copies to selling access. And then the most important thing is no longer about just having stuff. It's all going to be about what do I spend my time on. So when I have access to 1 million movies and 10 million songs, what do I pay attention to? And that is where the value of media companies comes in. That's the curation, the program, the peer networking, the recommendation. If you run a media company, you sit down and you observe what people are actually doing, how they're doing it, when they're doing it, and with what. And the second thing is that from the observation, I need to question my assumptions. My assumptions should not keep me from realizing what the reality of things is rather than the wish that I had. Am I assuming the wrong thing? Am I assuming that people will yield if I pressure them, or they will give me a payment if I force them?